Well, hello, everyone. I'm happy to welcome you back to our Founder Spotlight video series. And this is a really special episode because we're shifting gears a bit. And instead of talking about a brand, I'm incredibly honored to introduce you to the founder, president, and CEO of Vitamin Angels, which is a charity organization that is near and dear to the hearts of all of us at the Vitamin Shop, as we've been a partner with Vitamin Angels for over 14 years. And over this time, we have raised $14 million for Vitamin Angels, which supports healthy nutrition for pregnant women and young children in underserved communities. And together, I'm proud to say we've been able to directly impact the lives of over 56 million mothers and children, both around the world and right here in the United States. So please welcome the founder of the Vitamin Angels, Howard Schiffer. Welcome, Howard. We're so glad you're with us today.
I'm so glad I'm here. Thank you for that kind introduction.
Well, I would love to share with our viewers the mission of the Vitamin Angels and how it came to be.
Well, the mission is really simple. It's to promote health equity by providing life-saving and life-changing vitamins to the most vulnerable populations of pregnant women, infants, and children around the world. We work in 60 countries around the world. We work in every state in the United States, and we work with NGOs, nonprofits, and faith-based groups, reaching children from conception to 5 years old. That's our target range. And the reason we target that time in a child's life is because that's when we could have the greatest impact. That's when vitamins can actually be life-saving and life-changing.
Over 25 years ago, it was a big change to go from kind of what was your day job at the time to decide to start this very important nonprofit organization, which, by the way, is one of the highest rated nonprofit organizations in the world. Can you tell our viewers and our customers about that journey?
Yeah, I actually started in my early 20s. When I dropped out of school, it was the 60s. I started a commune. We started, trying to learn everything ourselves, how to build latrines, how to build water systems, how to do composting, how to grow an organic garden. And of course, when one of the women got pregnant, we thought, well, we have to learn about pregnancy. And that time really taught me about what an impact good nutrition could have in a woman and a baby's life. I mean, just to completely change outcomes. And when I realized that I needed to probably go to medical school and get a degree to continue the work, I took the research I've been doing and got into the vitamin industry. There was a point at which it just became a job. It was like, how are we going to meet this month's sales goals? Or what's the next hot trend going to be? Or what's the next hot product? And it wasn't enough for me anymore. And I kept thinking I should be able to do something with this. What I found out was that everybody that was dealing in humanitarian aid, whether they were building houses or building schools or putting in water systems, everybody knew that nutrition was central to making sure that kids and women were healthy, but nobody had a reliable, high quality supply of vitamins. All I did was I called up friends of mine, the Vitamin Shop, other brands, and I said, hey, I found a way to get vitamins to, a clinic in Honduras, or I found a way to get vitamins to a school in India. And everybody was like, oh, great, we want to do that. Let's be part of it. So I just got immediate support and honestly kept other side jobs going just to kind of keep my family in good shape for about 10 years. But there was an immediate need. And then what we got back was people were so excited to have a reliable, high quality source of vitamins that the opportunity just kind of fell into my lap and it just exploded overnight. I mean, the first year, I think we were reaching tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 women and children within 10 years, it was up to a couple million. And then the next 10 years, we went from, 4 million to almost 60 million.
Yeah, it's really amazing how many people don't really understand the importance of good nutrition as an adult, but even how much more it's compounded in children, especially infants and even before the child is born, and how that impacts their learning, their cognitive abilities, just their lives, and that those initial stages are just so critical. And I know our viewers would love to hear some of your stories about, if you have a story or two of someone you met along the way, somebody that you helped, so that you could really see the impact that you made in someone's life.
Yeah, the two stories I can remember easily in Guadalupe, Cote. We were in this very, very small village, and I was talking to this mom whose daughters have been really helped by our vitamins. And I said, I speak all over the world to our donors. And I said, is there anything that you want me to tell them? And she thought about it for a minute. She said, yeah, tell them thank you that God planted in your hearts to come help people. Mm-hmm. And I thought, it was so beautiful. I thought, well, that'll keep me going for another 10 years. And then I was in this village, Tio Grande, up way high in the Andes, over a 14,000 foot pass. And I was talking to a woman named Maria, whose kids had also been really helped. And we had this long interview, and she was just lovely. And we got done, and I said, well, Maria, is there anything you want to ask us? And she said, yeah. She said, how long did it take you to get here? And I said, wow, it's probably about 12 hours. And she looked at me, she said, wow, you must really love us. And I thought that what was important about it is I think that it just emphasized to me that we're not just handing out supplements. We're letting these women and children know that they're worth it. We're letting them know that there's a whole community of people at the vitamin shop and all over the country who are really committed to their children being healthy and their children having a chance at a productive life.
What are you most proud of as you think about what you've done with Vitamin Angels, the people you've influenced, the people you've educated? Is there anything in particular that really stands out that you're just so proud of?
I'm really proud of this community that we've created. I mean, I'll say every health enthusiast at the Vitamin Shop, because I've never met one who wasn't all in. But all of these people, all the Vitamin Shop folks, all the people who work at Vitamin Angels every day, the in-country people we have who are doctors, who are brilliant, who could be working in fancy hospitals, but they're out there with us to reach that end user, that child or mom. And then the NGOs and the nonprofit and the faith-based groups and the doctors and the midwives and the schools, and just the moms and dads who are willing to walk with their child, at 4 or 5 in the morning so they can get to our vitamin distribution that might be 3 hours away, because they want their children to be healthy. And that community that's all showing up together, to me is, I feel like I say to people, I have the best job because I get to reach everybody on a very heart level.
Well, you have such an amazing story, and you are such an inspiration to all of us. And I really want to thank you on behalf of every health enthusiast at the Vitamin Shop and all of the many, many millions, literally millions of people that you have helped around the world. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for your inspiration, and thank you for just being just such a wonderful friend of those that are in need.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Howard.